Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna sit down and plan my winter preschool theme for this upcoming week. We had a 2-week break for Christmas, which has been so nice, but I now need to sit down and plan for what we're gonna do. And this week is winter themed. So if you are looking for some preschool themes, I have a free printable on my website. It has like 50 themes that I have in an order that we do this year for the school year. And if you want to follow along or see some of the lessons plans for those themes, I'll put a link in the description box. You can get the free printable and also check out the lessons plans for free on my website. So check that out. Today, I'm just gonna walk you through how I go about planning so that you can see how I take advantage of free resources out there for my 2-year-old and my 4-year-old, almost 5-year-old now at this point. So the very first thing I do is get my computer and open a Word document. On here, I put my little chart, which has each subject that I want to cover for the theme over 5 days, Monday through Friday. Once I get my chart kind of all set up, then I will go into my homeschool theme schedule, which is the one you can download if you want, and go to winter. On my winter week, I see that for the religion lesson, I want to cover the shepherds visiting Jesus. I then want to cover the letter G for my 2-year-old and review numbers 1 through 10. And then for my 4-year-old, I want to do a review of all the English and language arts we've learned so far, mostly sight words and CBC words. And then also just kind of work on doing length, capacity, and weights, which is what we did over Christmas, and work on comparing those and just work on those a little bit again. So I will take that, I will go ahead and copy that right onto my chart. Once I know what I'm looking for, I can then start preparing. So the first thing I always do is religion. I know I want to do the 3 Kings. So first day we'll read the story. Then I always go to abcjesuslovesme.com, and they have on here free resources and curriculums that you can do for, the different things. So I know that year 2, week 17 of this is the 3 shepherds readings, and they have some things here. So I see that they have a worksheet for following the star. I see that they have an activity here suggested for painting the worksheet. And so I'll go through this website and mark down the activities that I want to do here. And if it has a worksheet or something, then I will add the link to it so that I can easily get to it as well. Then next up, I will go to language for my 2-year-old, and she's a little bit easier because every week I do the same thing. So first thing I always do is sandpaper letters. We have a little Montessori book, so I do sandpaper letters and let her feel those and just work on the sound of that letter. Always first thing, so I will mark that down. And then the other thing we always do is we have a binder, and I have an ABC book. So basically we'll go to the letter G, because that's this week. We'll go to the letter G, and she can do her letter G binder. And then also the other thing we do is I have little miniatures for every letter. So we will go through the miniatures and talk about the letter G sound of them. This week I will also, G could be for glacier. So I'll also probably have her do a coloring sheet of a glacier on that day. And basically I just mark it down as I go. Another thing that I thought would be kind of cute is if I just drew a letter G on a piece of paper and then have her get white dot stickers and put them on the letter G like a snowball or something. Then for the last activity, nothing is coming to mind as something wintry that we could do for the letter G. But G could also be for gloves, which is wintry. So I'm thinking there might be a worksheet that has glove dot work or something. So I'll go to Google and I will do glove dot work worksheet and see what comes up. And here we have a few. So I can just click on the image, find the one I want to use, and save this resource here. So here we have it, right here, and I can just copy this web address and then put it in here. Glove. Insert. I'll do a link, if I can find a link, and add that. So once I have that, I will kind of just keep going throughout for language, math, art, sensory, and science geography. So the next thing I need to do is get some language stuff for my 4-year-old, and I am going to do CBC words, sight words, just practicing. So what I'm gonna do, because I don't have too much off the top of my head, I'm gonna go to some of my favorite resources. I have a little homeschool tab, and I'm gonna go to Teachers Pay Teachers. On this, I can search in the search bar for winter. Once I do that, all these things will pop up, and I scroll down and I select pre-K and K, and then I also filter by free, and that makes sure that I get free resources. So then I'm just gonna look here. I see there are a couple things. This looks like it is math, reading, and writing. This looks multi-step. You know, I'm just gonna click on one. This looks pretty good. And then you can kind of see a preview, which this looks kind of awesome. It looks like it has some math. It looks like it has some language. So I'm gonna go ahead and just download that. And it will download here. So once it's done downloading, I can open it and look at all of these pages. So what I do is if I see something that interests me, I will then mark what page it is and write it down over on a piece of paper somewhere or in a note so that I know which one I want. When I find what I want, I will do print and save as PDF. And when I save as PDF, I can put right into my OneDrive homeschool week 19. This is actually week 18 where I would need to put it in the winter. And I could save it right here for a list of activities that I want. I can also just do certain pages. If I just want page 5 and 8 of this, I can just save that. So I'll just save the ones that I want. And simultaneously, I will write down the ones that I want in my theme activity page. So I went ahead and found the resources I liked and added them into my worksheet here. And the only thing I don't have in there is that because it's a review week, I really want her to practice her reading. So on one of these like more easy days, probably this first day, Monday, I'm going to add an easy reader into here. So practice CBC and sight with easy reader. And that will remind me that I want to go to the library, find a book that looks easy, that would practice some of the things we've been practicing with. And I can help her with that. If there's words we've never come across that she can't sound out, then I'm going to help her read the word and show her what it is. She doesn't have to do this like perfectly. She's 4. But it's just getting practicing reading in a book. Another thing that I note you can see here on this one is that it says, I will help her do this, and we'll just do one of the pages. So in that file, there were 2 pages of these. We're just gonna do one, and it might be a little too advanced for her, so I'm gonna help her through it. That's okay. She does not have to do all this on her own. This is just supposed to be fun at this age. So that's just to note there. Once I got the language down, I'm gonna move on to math. Again, I am going to go here on Teachers Pay Teacher and do winter again. I'll search again and then do free for pre-K and K. And then I also sorted by math. So then I can go through and see if there's anything that fits my weight, capacity, length type thing. And just looking, it doesn't really seem like anything does. So it seems like it might be a little bit harder to search this. So I am gonna just hold off on math for a minute and skip to art and sensory, because for me, that's a little bit easier just to think of off the top of my head, little activities to do. You want a dance break? You want a dance break? Dance break, dance break. dance break, dance break, dance break. All right, so then once I am at a place where I just need some help, I love to go to my favorite resources, one of which is Miss Pleeman's kindergarten. So I will go to her website and check in her tot school and in her preschool if she has anything for winter. And look at that, she does. She has winter plans and printables. She has winter tot school, winter reading comprehension. So she's got lots of winter stuff. Okay, so scrolling through, I really like this puffy paint snowman. This looks really fun. So I'm gonna go ahead and write that down in my chart, puffy paint snowman, and I will make a link to it so I can reference it. Then while I'm on the art and sensory station, some things I do every week, I will do a winter themed sensory bin. I can just think that off my head. You know, we can use cotton balls as snow. I can get our little figurines, snowmen from our Christmas stuff, little fake trees, you know, anything that's wintry I can put in there. So that'll be pretty easy. Then also, I think my kids really like to paint. So I want to do painting one day, so I'll write that down. And then I want to do shaving cream. My kids really like shaving cream as well. So now that I know I want to do those things, I can think about what kind of painting do I want to do. We are in winter, so we could do, there's a lot of things that are more Christmassy, not necessarily winter, and we just came from Christmas, so I don't want anything too Christmassy. So I'll probably just stick to something like a tree. I'm looking out my window right now and I see a tree, so maybe a tree, and maybe we'll use something from the trash to either paint on or paint with. I often like to use that sort of stuff because it just adds an element of like fun. We have a lot of boxes and, oh, we have some bubble wrap. We have bubble wrap from Christmas packages, so we're gonna paint with bubble wrap. And we can do white paint for snow on a tree. I can draw a tree, then they can use bubble wrap to paint the tree. See, already there, perfect. Now the shaving cream, they just like to play in shaving cream, honestly. So usually we do it in the tub. So we could either do it in the tub or ice on shaving cream. I could probably put it like on aluminum foil and make that like a little ice rink, and then put shaving cream on it and let them like use their fingers to skate, and they could just play in that. So maybe shaving cream with aluminum foil would be good. Just an idea. And then I have no idea. I'm out of creativity in the art world for art and sensory. So I'm just gonna look up a couple more things that might be good. Off the top of my head, I think making fake snow. I know you can do that. Let me just look online. How to make fake snow. So I can go through here. You can use shaving cream and cornstarch. Looks like there's something called like cloud dough. Let's do that. Let's type that more specifically. Just something I saw. Okay, this looks cool. Cloud dough, sounds good. So I will copy this link and then go back to my Word document and write cloud dough snow and highlight that, add a hyperlink and put it there for reference. So done with that. Now I could do either science, geography, history type stuff, or go to the math. For math, I'm gonna go back to Teachers Pay Teachers one more time and just do like winter capacity. See if anything comes up. This is a little bit harder because it's not something that I feel like preschools normally teach. So it's, yeah, not much is really coming up. So one thing that we can do is in this little package here that I already download, I saw this base 10 type thing. And so in that, I'm thinking I could use something like that and just use the Unifix cubes. If you don't know what those are, I can post something here. But use Unifix cubes to build length and then compare the different lengths and maybe have her order them or something. So that's one thing I can do, and they can maybe just be, I can maybe do it with this worksheet. So I'll write that down. Base 10 worksheet with Unifix and compare. Something like that. So one other resource I will check before I have to brainstorm myself is Pinterest or Google, and just kind of do like weight and measurement. Okay, so here's my results, and I'm finding a bunch of different things which can give me then some ideas, or I can use them. A lot of the things I'm seeing are printables, and I do like printables for math, but for specifically right now, like I don't want to have just winter things that I can only use once. I'm trying to get better about using my laminator and all that kind of stuff, because it's just getting out of control, the stuff I'm having to keep. But I think, yeah, I will go through and search this, and I can search Pinterest usually. But I think today I'm just gonna kind of, for this purpose, use some of my own judgment. So one day I can have her use a ruler and find things that are a certain number of inches. I could say 7 inches. I could show her that on a ruler, and then she could go around and try to find things that are 7 inches. Capacity is another thing I want her to look at, and honestly the best way I think for kids to do that is just by cooking. So I'll have her cook with me and let her do all of the measuring, all of that sort of things, finding the right teaspoon or cup or whatnot, and talking to her about fractions and milliliters and that sort of thing. We have a scale up in our classroom that she can weigh different things, so just talk about weight that way, use scale and compare weights. And then maybe I'll just get some beakers out, beakers and test tubes, and do a little experiment and just let her compare liquids in beakers and that sort of thing. So that will be her math, and she'll have to, you know, look at the milliliters and that sort of thing on the beakers, but that's also kind of sciencey. So I think I'll go ahead and science and put, you know, math is science today. And then since I kind of just moved to science, I'm just gonna finish that out. One thing I really wanna talk about is like winter and temperature. And so obviously we are really cold here. So I think one thing that I would like to do with her is talk about temperature and weather, and maybe we can look at different countries, so add a little geography in there and look at different countries and record their temperature, and then we can compare. So that's like a little bit of math, a little bit of science, a little bit of geography. I really like that idea. So we're gonna do that one day. Another thing, maybe snow is winter, so let's learn about snow. There's lots of different types of snowflakes. So I'm gonna go again online and just see if I can find, type in Google, types of snowflakes. And let's see what we get. Let's go back to all results. Okay, maybe images. This here looks like something my child would like. So easy to see the differences. Here we go, Teacher's Mag it looks like. So here I'll just copy this thing here. Looks like there's lots of different worksheets. So maybe I'll do the life cycle one and the types. So here I'll do life cycle and types of snowflakes. And then I'll add hyperlink there. Now one thing I might do with here is add a video resource, because that is a hard concept I think for kids to understand. So just doing like a little YouTube video, I'll find one, and adding that to that I think might be helpful. And then for the last thing, winter related, which I think will go great into my Arctic week, which is next week, is maybe to talk about glaciers. So I want to go online again, and maybe I'll just see if there's teacher pay teacher thing. I'll do glacier and search. Again, once it comes up, I'm gonna have to filter for free, because I always like to look for my free resources first. and it looks like there's nothing. Oh, here's one that might be my pre-K first. I could have searched by, you know, class, but here, this is perfect. So maybe just talk about glaciers and ice caps and icebergs. So I will go ahead and download that and write it on my list. A lot of times I will then go keep searching for even another one, but we got a really cool science kit for Christmas. I will show you here, and I'll link it below, but I want to do one of those activities, even though it's not winter themed, it's something we got this winter. So I'm gonna pull that out and have her do one of those things that day. So I'll go ahead and write that there too. When I add this lesson plan to my website, I will make sure everything is linked. And if I find a YouTube video, like I'll link which one I'm gonna show. For that science experiment, I will link my science kit that I have. That way, when you're going through my lesson plan, it's easy for you to see exactly where these resources are coming from and where you can get, what you can get, that sort of thing. And if you have any questions, if anything's not clear, please just let me know in the comments of either this video or the blog post that I post this on, and I'll try to answer anything I can. All right, so then the last thing I have left to do is my 2-year-old's math, and she's just working on 1 through 10 review. So one thing I saw when I was on Mrs. Pleeman's kindergarten was this little snowball counting tray activity. I don't think we'll do this exact one, but it gives me the idea to do marshmallows in a muffin tin. So I will do that. I'll write that down. And we'll just do 10 in muffin tin. So then for next, in that packet where I got a lot of Isabel's language here, I also saw one for this math. It's Let's Make 10. This is not something that would usually be for my 2-year-old, but we will skip the addition at the end. We will skip that part and we'll just do the 10 frame part. So I'll have her use something like marshmallows or cotton balls or glass beads like ice to put over each of the mittens, and we'll count 1 through 10 doing that. So we'll use this worksheet, but just frame mittens marshmallows. Another snow type thing I remember was cotton balls. So maybe we'll just get some flashcards out and we will use tweezers to count cotton balls accordingly. Another game I could kind of play with, like just pretending, is get some Post-it notes. So by that, I just mean I like to use Post-it notes in learning a lot. So I could just write the numbers 1 through 10 on some Post-it notes and then give her a piece of paper 1 through 10. I'll hide the Post-it notes and then she could find them. I could call them snowballs or something. I think I saw something like Mrs. Pleeman's, I think she was hiding snowballs or something in one of her activities. So maybe we'll do something like that, except for I'll just use Post-it notes and hide them around the house. Let her find them, and when she finds one, she can find the number and cross it off on her list until she finds them all. So I really like that idea, and she's gonna really love that. And then I need one more math for my 2-year-old. I'm gonna go back to Teachers Pay Teacher and just write in winter 1 through 10, see what kind of comes up. Again, I'm gonna have to filter by free. I see clip cards, and you know what, honestly, back in my Christmas unit, we did a lot of clip cards, and we had a lot of them, all different things, and they look similar to this. I'm not gonna reinvent the wheel. I'm just gonna use them from my last one, even though we've already done them. It's okay to use things twice. We're gonna use those, save myself work on cutting out and doing another activity. So these are done. I have everything here, what I have planned to do. Basically, I will now clean it up a little bit, make it look a little bit prettier. I will now put it on my website as well so that you have the plan, and then I will print off anything that needs to be printed off, cut apart, prepped, anything like that, so that we are all ready for our school week next week. This, honestly, is a lot of work, and I know that some of you do not have the time to sit and plan this. I make it a priority to do this because I really like it, and I like learning and teaching my kids this kind of thing, everything to a theme. It's just who I am. But I understand that not all of you have the time to do this, and that is why I'm putting it on my website so that you basically don't have to go searching and go doing all these things. I hope that you can just take and find some of these free resources and just have 2 to 5 really good resources that you love that you can then just go to anytime you need a quick activity. And you don't have to do formal homeschooling, especially for preschool, like just picking some of these. I like to make sure I'm hitting things, but we don't always do every single one of these every week either. I just like to have it planned in case we do or they want more activities. But we don't necessarily do all these things. And if we don't, that's okay. But if we do, that's awesome. So I just like want to put that disclaimer out there because I am here to say that I understand this is a lot and you might not have time to do all of this, but this is how I do it. So hopefully that gives you a good idea and some understanding, and if you want to do it too, just how to use some of those free filters and that sort of thing. So hope this was helpful. If you like it, give this video a thumbs up, leave me a comment below, and stay tuned. Hit that subscribe button so that you can see more videos like this. Don't forget to sign up for my newsletter as well. That way you are on the list to get all the updates and that sort of thing. But yeah. Here's Juliana. She wants to say hi before we go bye-bye. Did you go on a hike?
Yeah.
Cool.
I have a chip.
And oh, she got chips too.
Juliana,
awesome.
wash your hands.
Dada wants you to wash your hands. All right, wave bye. Bye. We'll see you next time.